Not only are we going to show you how to set up your stance, how to figure out how wide it should be, which foot you're dominant in, the angles you should be using, but also explain why you're doing it by showing you the different benefits and downsides of different widths and different angles. Here we have a positive stance, so that means both bindings are angled towards the downhill slope. This is really good for having your hips open, allowing you to go and perform harsher turns, getting more leverage with your hips, and this is going to let you go and get your hips lower down and just start driving in weight into those turns with less effort. The downside for Posi Posi is it really hinders freestyle potential. So stuff like an ollie is going to feel slightly weird. If we go and cut over to like these side hits, it's going to make it a little bit hard to pop up, slash, and get that little bit of control. Though it's still great for going and cruising around, but really why Posi Posi isn't done too much in park is because of a switch riding. For the switch riding, it completely closes both my hips, and it makes it very awkward to try snowboard and feel comfortable. Here, this is about as awkward as I'm ever going to feel in my life, and this is going to make it so it's really hard to do 180s, it's really hard to do butters. Basically, if you're doing anything but carving, Posi Posi isn't the answer. You can do stuff like more narrow, like slight angle in the front foot, no angle in the back foot, but straight Posi Posi, this is like 23, 21, is really aggressive, and it's really only used for linking together fast, speedy turns and trying to get low and carve through the mountain. Here's as wide as you can possibly put your stance, and we can see it's like a full elbow and a fist in here, or full elbow and fingers extended, and this is as wide as you can physically get the snowboard. Oh my god, as if Shaun White snowboards like this. This is ridiculous. A wide stance has major benefits, but also massive downsides. The benefit is your legs are already bent down, make it really easy to squat down and get you going. Like I could chill here all day. So it makes it really good for stocked positions, board slide, I'm stocked. It's just really making you like full sumo squat thug mode. But downsides are, it's going to limit your controlling your hips, make it so it's hard to get height on ollies. It's harder to go and open your hips into the turns, and it's going to really hurt your mobility. So on stuff like a butter, it's going to be hard to get that flex on that tail and pop over because our center rotation is so much set over our center of our board. So anything like freestyle popping, utilizing the tail, or especially stuff like utilizing counter rotation is all going to be very limited because the wider stance slows down these movements. A really big thing that I'm noticing with a stance this wide is it makes it so I can't hold my legs completely straight. My knees are holding this little bit of bend because if I try fully straight and extend up, I have no control. So by widening the stance too much, you're not going to be able to hold that comfortable stack position, and it's going to make you really uncomfortable and really take away a lot of your micro-controlling your snowboard. But then you're getting the benefits of stability and that range of motion. So it's great for landing tricks, but it's not good for finesse. This is as narrow of a stance as you can put on the snowboard, and we call this the jib rat stance. It's really good for rails, and that's why we call it the jib rat stance. And what it does is it keeps your stance narrow, making it so you can go and rotate and counter rotate your lower body with a lot of ease, and you can really utilize the tail of your snowboard with keeping your weight very centered over your board. So it's really great for little butters, little switch ups, and just pivoting fast. If you wonder why some people can go and move their legs on rails like crazy, like backboard press and just whip her around like nothing, it's because they're rocking a more narrow stance. The downside is it limits your range of motion. So as I try to squat down, I'm going to have to pull on my knees. I don't have the ability to go and really bring my legs down. So this is going to impact my max power on my ollies. It's going to go and impact my landing ability because it's just not going to let me go and fully use my athletic stance all the way into my squat position, just really limiting my range of motion. And that's the thing with either going really wide or really narrow, is it's limiting your range of motion. When having a narrow stance is fun, it gives you a lot of ability to rotate your hips, utilize your counter rotation, letting you get super fast rotations on your board. It's not going to be good for going and building your fundamentals and building your bigger tricks. So if you're trying to do anything but ride rails, I really recommend not going as narrow as you can because it's just going to limit your range of motion too much. The reason why you ride duck foot is because it makes it so it feels exactly the same switch as regular because you have the same open angles. So in theory, it feels the same, but most people rock this at like 15-15, and that's very aggressive. The reason why we don't really want both feet out this much angle is because it's going to rotate your ankles more and your knees more, making it so every movement you do, everything that's being done is more strain on your knees. So like it's super rideable, super controllable, but I wouldn't really want to be rocking 15-15 all day. So here we are with max forward lean, and you can really see that it's making it so my binding's super angled towards my boot. This is going to make it so when I go and put pressure onto my heel back, I'm putting a ton of leverage on this narrow point right here. The more leverage you put on the top here, the more it's going to turn you. So max forward lean is going to make it so your heel side turns are super responsive, and it's going to try to force you to ride more on your toe edge. A max forward lean isn't very recommended because it's going to make it so your board's very responsive. So we're just going to go and demonstrate what it's like to ride a max forward lean. My quads are absolutely burning. The fact that you have to ride with your legs like this the whole time for forward lean because it's forcing you to bend, just no relief, no tension. That's so painful. I can't believe how much my quads are burning in such a short period of time. Max forward lean, not the move. Somewhere in the middle is where you want to be. For all the reasons we discussed in this video is why I ride the stance I do, and that's 21 inches, perfect reference stance. I'm 6 foot. This is a 159 centimeter board, and I ride with 12 on the front foot, -9 on the back foot. And this is so good because, first of all, the whip of the stance gives me full range of motion, full explosive power, lets me fully utilize my tail, move around. I still get that benefit of fast motions, and I'm not restricted, and I can still go and get super low. And the angles being open lets me go and open my hips. What's really important in snowboarding is having the ability to open the hips. And then when I want to go and switch, it goes and makes it so I don't need to rely on opening my hips as much. I can stay a little more squared, a little more stacked, and that's going to let me go and control my riding a lot more. So when I'm regular, I have the ability to go and fully launch into these turns, open these hips, and when I'm switched, I can be a little more boxy, a little more fug mode, and just sort of stay more condensed. So that's why I chose this stance. It's perfect for all around conditions, powder, park, rails, carving. It's just going to work for everything. Finding a stance that works for you and it fits somewhere in the middle is going to be your best bet if you're trying to go and put yourself as a snowboarder and you don't want to limit your possibilities. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, please leave a like and a comment below. It helps more than you know, and we'll be back at it with another video soon. Have a good one.